life on crime and grinding, taking my spotlight. Now that I'm here to claim what is mine, my reflection in the mirror's telling me it's time to fly. Fly to a place where the strange is mine. No more hesitating, crowd is waiting. I'm taking my spotlight.
Well, hello, lady. Today, welcome. It's very, very late here right now. But something in me wanted to come and talk about the subject that we're talking about today. And it's going to be something fairly new for my blog, or my vlog, or my video log, and going on in my podcast and across all spectrums. Today, our topic is, I have my little book here, but today the topic is called I Love Me Better Than That. What we're going to do is take lyrics from songs, because as you know, when we're feeling some kind of way and all in our emotions, there are songs that can get you through pretty much anything. But today weighed heavily on me because I heard this Shirley Murdoch song and it totally took me back to a difficult time early on in my life. I know I'm still fairly young, but I've been through a lot of experience, and I know it's not the worst of the worst that's out there, but I can tell you it wasn't the best of the best that's out there as well. If you know me personally, you may know a little bit about my backstory, and as time goes on, it may come out a little bit more and more of my backstory, but that's neither here nor there for today. It is, but that's a conversation in and of itself. But the gist of today is that we as women often put ourselves last in every situation, even when it becomes at the detriment to ourselves. We stay in relationships that we need to leave. We stay with partners that we need to leave. We stay in jobs that we need to leave. All for the betterment of somebody else or our obligations to other people. And sometimes our obligations to others override the obligations that we have to ourselves for whatever reason. And I'm not one to talk because I know I put my family first and foremost before anything else. But I do have to catch myself sometimes because there are things that I neglect to do for myself that I would never neglect to do for my daughter or my husband. And we stay for various reasons in these types of relationships or situations. For various reasons, you know, whether you don't want your child to grow up without a father or a mother, you know, but specifically for us women out there, I'm talking to women today, sorry fellas, but you don't want your kid to grow up without a dad, so you stay in this detrimental household and it's just volatile and angry and all for the sake of not having your child grow up without their parent or their father. But what kind of example are you setting when you deal with these types of situations? They begin to think that that's their normalcy. When you see something over and over and over again, or you hear something over and over and over again, your mind starts to believe it as truth and as normal. So when they see this type of behavior, it's a perpetuating cycle that you can get, that your kid will soon be into. And in a way, you're hurting them more in the long run than you are helping them. But again, I don't want to get off on a tangent, so that's why I have my notes, because it'll be really, really long. if I don't have my notes. So, and again, we get into that phase of, especially when we get upwards in age. At the current moment, I'm 30, but I have a couple of friends that are a couple years older than me, and they're getting to the point, I wouldn't call it desperate, but they're getting to the point of they don't want to be by themselves anymore. They get, in the song you'll hear, I hear you, sister girl, where you say you just don't want to be lonely. And I get it. But why would you put yourself in a situation to feel like shit? Like, you could feel like shit by yourself. And so I don't understand being in situations where you're not happy when you could be not happy by your damn self. And I would rather be not happy by myself than have someone else making me not happy, if you understand. And I'm here to reiterate to you guys today that love doesn't hurt. I know you hear that it does, but it doesn't. Love has ebbs and flows. We're not going to always get along, but it doesn't hurt. It's not supposed to hurt. You know, so if you're in a situation right now where you're constantly fighting, like not a day goes by where you guys aren't at each other's fucking throat. That's not a normal relationship. You guys are supposed to be able to cohabitate in the same space easily. And like I said, there'll be ebbs and flows. There'll be days where you're not really feeling them, or there'll be days when, you know, you can't stand his behavior. But it's not really supposed to hurt. It's just not. So, again, this is going to be something new. Every week I'm going to come to you with a different song that speaks to my heart or speaks to a certain topic that I want to expand upon, because sometimes I can't put into words what I want to say to you. However, I know a song that has the perfect words that I could use as a springboard to further a conversation. So that's what I'm doing right now. So today, we're going to address self-preservation, self-perseverance, reaching our breaking point, that point of when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when you reach that point, sometimes you just have to do something else. That it'll be below for you to tweet that. So when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, do something else. Because obviously what the fuck you've been doing or what the hell you've been doing ain't working. So I know you heard the quote that the definition, how does it go? Let's see. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So as you can see, you know, I'm coming to you guys, no filter, no makeup, because it really spoke to me. So here we go. Shirley Murdoch's I love you better. I love me better than that. And afterwards I'll come back to you for a little bit more reiteration. See you in a few.
I love me better than that, yeah. I'm going to get my life back. As I look in the mirror, a broken woman I see, broken down by the streets of life's journey. That broken woman is me. So I take me a little ride back down memory lane, past the verbal and the physical abuse and all the drama and the pain. I've got to flee from this crazy situation. situation, 'cause it's driving me insane. Now I'm packing up all of my broken pieces and the little bit of strength that remains, 'cause I love me better than that. To lay here and cry, stay here and die. I'm going to get my life back. I know I made my mistakes, but it's never too late. Do I have any sisters who will agree with me? It's time to come to your senses. It's time to face reality. I hear you, sister girl, when you're saying, I just don't wanna be lonely. But it's impossible to love somebody else when you don't even love yourself. It's time to flee from this crazy situation, 'cause it's driving you insane. So come on and pack up all your broken pieces and all the strength that remains. Pick up yourself and say, I love me better than I love me so much better. Yeah. Ooh. I'm going to get my life back. Yeah, yeah. Whoa. The enemy comes to kill and destroy, to take your hopes and dreams and just steal all of your joy. But as a child of God, I hope you can see that He'll renew your strength and He will give you victory. I love me better. I'm gonna take it back. See, I made up in my mind. I want my joy back. I want my peace back. I want my strength back. All my sisters help me say, I want my joy back. I want my peace back. I want my strength back. Whoa, I want my mind back, my self-esteem back. I want my keys back. Say it, say it, say it. I want my mind back, my self-esteem back. I want my keys back. I want my hope back. I want my dreams back. So don't you come back. No, 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 no. I want my hope. I want my hope back. My dreams back. So don't you come back. I'm gonna get my life back, 'cause I love me better than. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, ladies, we're back, and just as a summation of what she's talking about, and as I stated earlier, she's telling you to reclaim your life. Stop living your life for other people. Stop trying to live your life to the expectations of others, and really, sorry. And really get from under the thumb and claim your victories. Really go after everything that you want. And as you can see, it really hits home with me, because I reached that point a lot early on in my life than a lot of other people, where through a series of actions that weren't any fault of mine affected my behavior, that led to a bunch of lashing out. And if I didn't have the wits about me to recognize what I was doing and how it was hurting me and not the person I was trying to hurt, or for whatever reasons doing what I was doing in a prevention to stop somebody else's actions, if I didn't have my wits about me to stop that, there's no wonder where I would be. So I'm just glad I had a support system there that even without me telling them what was going on or what was happening, I can always go to them and just air out anything. And to this day, I believe my mom didn't know the situation until many, many, many years afterwards. But whenever I needed somebody to talk to, whatever, she was always there. So you need a support system when you're going through these trials and tribulations. And I don't want to get on a tangent, but again, this speaks so much to my heart, because some people never get out of the funk of what other people have done to them. And if you don't, you're not hurting anybody. They don't care. They don't care. They're going about their lives not thinking that they did anything wrong, and even if they did think they did anything wrong, they don't care, because if they cared, they wouldn't have done it to begin with. So we're going to go forward. We're going to move forward. And she says in her thing, I hear you, sister girl, when you say you just don't want to be lonely. But it's impossible to love somebody else when you don't even love yourself. And you may feel as though you have you may feel as though you have all this confidence in the world. But I'm telling you, if you're engaging in self-destructive behavior, that sense of confidence is false. That's a facade you're putting on that gets you through the day. And I'm telling you, because I've been there, done that, and got the damn t-shirt. I mean, you're putting up this false sense of confidence and this air of arrogance so that people won't know that you're hurting inside. But you know. So in order to, you get what you put out there. So if you don't love yourself, it's impossible for you to share a love for somebody else when you can't even share it with yourself. So we're going to move on. And she urges you to pick up the pieces and move forward. And we all know we have our struggles and our failures, but our experiences can either make us or break us. And I'm begging of you today to not have it do the latter, because it doesn't have to. You could use a negative and use that as a springboard to catapult you forward. Use that as a stepping stone. Learn from the mistakes. Say, I know I've done this, or I know I had this done to me, but now I know the warning signs to look out for. Now I can move on. So use your past experiences to stop you from going through that again. So don't go through the perpetual emotion of being over and over and over in the same situation, because then it becomes your fault. And so in the end, I want to get to, you are not alone in your struggles. From rape, abuse, incest, etc. Those things happen to a lot of us. And it's sad to say that I can say that a lot of women that I've met at some point has been through one or many of those situations. And it's unfortunate, but like I said, you don't have to be your experiences. You can let it make or break you. And some of these women has let it make them, and they learn. And these are really highly successful women. So don't sit there and think that you're by yourself when these things happen to you. People do stuff to you, or things happen to you without regard for your social status color, race, creed, whatever. It doesn't matter. Human is human. But we don't have to remain victims in these situations. We can take control of our lives and move forward. I said I'm going to try to start making these brief, and as you can see, brevity is not my strongest suit, so bear with me. She also says that I know I've made my mistakes, but it's never too late, and it's not. Only you can decide your breaking point. I can't sit here and tell you when you've had enough. I could sit here and tell you when I think I would have had enough being in your situation, but we're not the same individual. So I can offer you advice if you seek it, but the only person able to change your situation is you. And just know when you do reach that point of you want to change, you want to leave, you want to get out of that bad situation, there will be people that will speak against your change. And that's only human nature, because as humans we don't like change. So there will be I wouldn't call them haters, but people have other vested interests in you other than what you want for yourself. They have what they want for you. And sometimes your wants and their wants don't align. And so they will speak out against your change. But as she stated, you should want your joy back, your peace back, and your strength back. Your mind back, your self-esteem back. Claim your life back. At some point, you really got to say, I love me better than that. So, that's all I have for right now. I know this is kind of longer than I wanted, but I hope that I got across to some of you. And don't forget to meet me down in the comments section, down there, right there, yeah, down there. Also on liberatedmotherhood.com. You could go there, sign up for the 30-day self-actualization, my journaling workbook. It's totally free. You just got to sign up to get it. And that could jumpstart you on that change to reclaiming your life, or reclaiming your joy, reclaiming your strength. So with that, I say bye-bye and say, I love me better than that. Bye.